to the College Football Breakdown with your hosts, Corey and Bret.
What's up, college football fans? Welcome to the College Football Breakdown. He's Corey, and I'm Bret. Coming at you live from the Fan Cave in Southern Traditions, which is in Ringo, Georgia, off Highway 41, right across from Cherokee Valley Road. Corey, what do you think about the Chandlers and them letting us use this fan cave for our show?
It's an absolute blessing. Man, this is just awesome. Can't thank them enough.
No,
that's for sure.
It's awesome. It's a really cool store. We talk about it a little bit every week, and it's just a neat place. Makes me think about how awesome the South is.
Yeah, absolutely. College football is a Southern tradition by far.
Absolutely.
And the store's name is right in line with what we're doing here, so it's really, really cool.
Yeah, and college football is starting to get a lot better.
Yes.
Week by week.
Yeah.
It's getting better and better.
Bigger games coming up.
It's awesome. And what I love about our show is that ain't a whole lot of fluff.
No.
We just dive in there and talk about college football.
That's right. Yeah.
So you ready to do that?
We try to be objective, but we like to have a little fun here and there too.
You got to stir it up every now and then.
Right. So thank you guys for tuning in to us. Please comment. We want to be able to give some feedback and interact with you guys.
Jacob Miles just commented and said, Corey L. Cochran looks good with that G on.
You the man, Jacob. You the man.
Corey always looks good, though, so it ain't just the G. You can't give it all on the G.
That's right.
You're supposed to blush a little, man.
No blushing here, brother.
But thanks to the Chandlers, for real. This is just awesome. Thanks to Bo for producing the show. JC came over and helped again, and we're really thankful for him, too. So thanks, guys. And
I think after the first week's show, a couple of people commented that we had two faces for radio.
I think that was mentioned.
That's pretty funny.
So when you add lights to it and everything else, it's crazy.
This is no makeup artist.
That's exactly right.
This is straight picture with bright lights. Woo.
Yeah,
blind you.
Well, I think we're going to talk about where we are tonight. Tennessee Volunteers
Look
getting
at
the
all
first
this
win,
sitting behind
baby.
us, giving the Tennessee fans some love tonight, moving it around different areas of the fan cave each week, trying to have a little fun with it and give everybody some airtime, so to speak.
I had Smokey right dead in the center, and Bo moved it.
Yeah, well, we had to adjust our setting just a little bit.
Yeah, Ugga ended up having to go, and a hat had to come on.
Ugga was too bright. He was shining so bright.
He had a white face.
Yeah.
Jacob says go Vols.
Jacob is a Vols fan, yes.
Oh.
Even with the stuff that's going on right now. But yeah, we're sitting here in the Tennessee section because the Vols got their first win of the season.
That's right, baby.
Over the Chattanooga Mocs.
And I thought they come out with some energy. They came out with, just kind of took over the game real quick. And I was glad to see it personally because I was a little bit worried. But they came out with great energy, came out, took over the game, got up, big lead. So I thought that was important.
Yeah. I didn't get to see the game myself, but, I think that it's, from what I've heard, they look sharp, they look crisp. They needed a game like that to get their feet under them and get things rolling in the right direction after the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Even though, that loss last week don't look so bad now. With BYU going and beating USC this past weekend.
That loss looks a whole lot less bad.
Yeah.
It looks a lot better right now.
Absolutely.
So, I was pulling for BYU. I wanted to pull them out. I wanted them to pull it out and make Tennessee look a little better. And they did. Pretty impressive. And the thing I love about the BYU is they always bring it. Effort's there every week.
They're tough-nosed football.
They really are. You got to love it. But having watched the game, I just feel like they just got to improve at the quarterback position. Garantano just – and I've got buddies that have been to the game, and they sitting up in the upper Deck saying you can see plays evolving, see receivers running down the field 20 yards wide open, and he's just missing them. Garantano's not seeing them, and so I think they have to improve at the quarterback position.
Yeah, 165 passing yards in the game. That
was this game against UTC?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
What was his stats? Does it say?
Garantano, he had a career-high 3 passing TDs.
Yeah.
But, just the stats alone, like I said, 165 passing yards total for the team for the game. I'm assuming that's for him. 4 of 10 on third down. It's no turnovers.
Yeah,
that's a good thing.
That's big. I think he's gutsy. I think he's pretty intelligent. I think he just can't complete the passes downfield that they need him to complete. And obviously, he's the best one they got right now. Sometimes you just gotta throw the ball downfield, like BYU threw that
late pass.
Well, I was gonna say like they threw that Garantano's cleat downfield.
Oh, I didn't see that.
You didn't see that?
No, I did not see that.
Yeah.
Oh, I did see a highlight of that. You're right. Yeah.
His cleat comes off and they just picks it up,
and
fires it across the field. It's like,
you get a 15-yard penalty
no,
on
he
that?
didn't get a
Didn't give him
penalty.
nothing?
No.
Oh, that's lame.
Garantano's like, really?
Should have gave him something there, right?
Right. But his QBR is not good.
He kind of reminds me of Felipe Franks at Florida.
Yeah.
Those two remind me a lot of each other as far as their inconsistency at the quarterback position. Quarterback play is very important, especially at that level.
Man.
And it seems like those two guys just haven't been able to put it all together consistently.
I mean, you got to know that position's high on Pruitt's recruiting list. He's probably talking to a quarterback right now, Corey.
And if I'm a really good quarterback coming out of high school, a high recruit, I would definitely be looking to go into somewhat, a team like that.
Yeah. Bo just showed us the stats. He was 7 of 8. He threw the ball 8 times.
7 of 8? Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah.
And, I thought.
Of course, they had the game under control.
Sure.
Yeah.
I thought when I saw the Vols last year that I said Pruitt is going to line up and try to hit you in the mouth, and that's going to be his MO. But now I understand that maybe he don't have much of a choice otherwise. And so he's looking for a quarterback, needless to say.
Tennessee's defense had 5 turnovers, takeaways themselves.
Yeah,
had 4
good.
interceptions.
That's pretty solid.
Defense got rolling against the UTC Mocs.
Yeah.
So.
I heard somebody on radio. I think it was Wales talking on the radio saying that he had heard that Pruitt's wife was not happy in Knoxville, and that the buyout and the trip back to Alabama somewhere, wherever she lives, was looking really good to her right now. And a lot of Tennessee fans may be saying, "Go on, honey."
They might be.
But that's what he said. That's what
I just don't see how Tennessee can do that. I'm sure they have at least 2 former coaches still on the payroll.
Yeah.
They're still paying millions of dollars to each year that don't even work for them. So I don't see how they can go there again this quick.
I see Butch Jones' scrawny tail over on Alabama sideline smiling real big every week.
I think Jacob and I were talking this week, and he asked, "Was Butch Jones still at Alabama?" I said, "I don't know. We'll find out." Ask.
He is.
Yep, he's still there, Jacob. Just so you know.
He's smiling. Every time I see him, he's smiling over there real big. It's like, man.
He's enjoying life.
I mean, he's got at least one more coaching stint somewhere.
Oh, absolutely. He'll be back as a head coach.
But you look at Tennessee's schedule, it's about to get real. They got Florida this week. They got a week off, and then they got Georgia. They got Mississippi State, Alabama, South Carolina, UAB, Kentucky, Missouri, Vanderbilt. So some winnable games and a really tough stretch there with Florida, Georgia, Mississippi State, and Alabama. Then South Carolina, whatever they are.
And I'll go ahead and add this. I know we talk about it later in the show normally, looking into next week's game, but I'm really hoping the Vols can go down to Gainesville and pull one out. That'd be awesome to see.
It really would, and
that'd really help turn the season around for them.
Yeah, and I don't put it out of the realm of possibility.
No, I think they've definitely got a shot.
Garantano can hit a couple of shots downfield, they're going to run the football. I think they'll run it well. But, yeah, we can talk more about that in a little bit. Don't want to get ahead of myself.
195 yards rushing against Chattanooga in that game. Total yards of 360 for Tennessee and 227 for Chattanooga.
I like the way they run the ball. I think they got the offensive line to be pretty good. Just, God, you got to be able to throw the ball downfield nowadays. You got to be able to throw the ball downfield.
I read where I think they just, I don't know how you want to say this, but they had a defensive back suspended, I believe. Thompson maybe was his last name. And they just allowed him back on the team.
Tennessee?
I believe that's right. I think that's right.
That'll help.
Could be wrong, but I think that's the article I was reading there.
Karen Davenport says, bless their hearts. They need love.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do, Karen. We're trying to give them some love and keep the fan base in good spirits.
Absolutely.
David Bryant says, go Big Orange. GBO.
GBO, baby. Hey, we're pulling for them this week. We'll talk more about it later, though. You move on and talk about Alabama a little bit?
Sure.
Moving on to Alabama. Roll Tide, baby.
Alabama, South Carolina.
Let me hear you out there, Alabama fans. Or let me see you.
You think we got any Alabama fans watching the show?
I don't know. I'd like to find out.
I'd like to find out, too.
RTR.
You guys chime in.
Yeah.
I'd like to see who all's out there.
I'm going to start out by saying I thought South Carolina played some pretty good football. I like Muschamp. I like what he's doing there. I think he's got the culture that he wants there. How long has he been there?
I'm not sure how many years he's been there now.
A Georgia boy, right?
He is, yeah. Played at Georgia.
Been through the ropes. Coached under Saban. Coached under Mike Brown at Texas. He's been there at least 3 years, right?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe 4 or 5.
I think he's working on 5, 6 years, something like that.
Dude, the atmosphere was electric.
South Carolina's always had a great fan base.
Yes.
I mean, they show out and show up at all the games, and no matter what kind of team they've got.
Right.
I can remember years back where, the team weren't very good over there, but the fan base was unreal.
Yeah.
Had a lot of passion. Still do.
Jacob Miles says, I like Bama, my second team.
He's always got a second something.
Bo's on top of it. 4th year.
4th year.
This is Muschamp's 4th year.
I would have thought he'd been there 5 or 6 going on.
Yeah, I would have too.
That's what I was thinking.
First year.
Gotcha.
All right, Jacob, second team. We can live with that. Roll Tide, Chris Lackey.
Yes.
Roll Tide, buddy. So that being said, I think if we can get the recruits in there, they might. We need somebody in the East step up.
From what I have listened and seen, this true freshman, right? Quarterback at South Carolina took over.
Yeah.
For Jake Bentley.
Yeah.
Jake Bentley came in there 4 or 5 years ago. Is he a 5th-year senior? He came in there and started right off the bat, so he probably is 4th year.
Yeah.
But anyway, really good high school quarterback. And he goes down with an injury, and this Helinski kid comes
Ryan
in,
Helinski.
and evidently he's turning some heads and raising some eyebrows over there in the Carolinas.
He's doing good. Did you hear the story about his brother?
I did. Yeah, very sad.
Tyler
Helinski. He was a quarterback at Washington State, is that right?
Washington State.
Yeah.
And,
very sad.
yeah. He had the post-mortem evaluation of his brain revealed that he suffered from CTE, which is that neurodegenerative disease they think comes from the hits and all the contact to the head. But he had depression and committed suicide.
Mm-hmm.
So, pretty sad, but pretty cool atmosphere. They kind of recognized him and honored him. And I think Helinski threw a touchdown pass, held up 3 because his number was 3. And he's wearing 3
He's
now.
wearing number 3.
So that's a pretty cool story.
I remember seeing an article about what the number 3 meant to them and their family.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But, man, the thing that stands out to me about the game is Tua was extremely accurate. I mean, just hitting guys in stride, on the money. He looked really, really good. And I know it's South Carolina and their defense. I don't know what their pass defense looks like nationally in the last couple of years, but
I hope he gets all that out of his system early.
Well, that's what
Bret.
he did last year.
Get it out of the system early.
Hey, y'all ain't got nothing to worry about. Y'all should have beat us the last 2 years. We'll see what Tua does against the better defenses. I'm not convinced that he can carry that same confidence and accuracy into those games, but I sure hope he can.
Yeah.
Something else we've talked about is the fact that the running game ain't where it needs to be for Alabama.
No, they definitely need to pick that up.
You want to share that stat you told me about? Was it this morning? You don't have to. I don't think you know exactly, but
I'm trying to remember.
Stunned you. You don't remember which one I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. I don't know the exact number, and I was trying to find that. I don't know if I can go that deep, but Alabama is somewhere in the 50th percentile in FBS and yards per rush, I believe it is. They're 49th maybe in overall rushing right now.
And you gave that stat, and LSU was up there too.
Yeah, LSU's in that same situation there. And I tell you, Alabama had 77 yards rushing in this game. Do you know how many games it's been since the last time they rushed for under 100 yards?
How many?
69 games. They were the second longest streak. 69 games they'd been.
Who was the first?
Who's number one?
Georgia.
Anybody got a guess?
Georgia, LSU.
Anybody out there got a guess?
Hey, guess and we'll let you know.
Yeah. I can tell you. Army.
Should have guessed one
Army.
of those triple.
How many
option.
games, though? Alabama's at 69 and number 2. How many games would you guess Army?
84. No. 100.
141 games of 100 yards rushing or more. Straight.
And look what they're doing. They're
Yeah.
winning 10 out of the last 11 ball games.
That's
or
right.
11 out of the last 12 ball games.
And really had a good shot at beating Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Michigan. Notre
Chris
Dame's on my
Lackey
mind,
says,
but
how about Ruggs hitting an estimated 24 miles per hour on his TD? And I mean, he don't score on that play if Tua don't hit him in stride on the money, and he just outran everybody.
Yes.
So much so that
speed.
Yeah, so much so that he bent it back to the inside and just, 9 yards behind him. Pretty fun to watch, but I'm not convinced that it'll win a championship yet. We know how important running the ball
They're
is.
well capable, especially if they put it all together.
I think our defense is a little suspect too. Injury plagued already in 3 games in, I know, but to me it's just not a good situation. Saban talked about it a lot after the game. We had to defend 85 plays in that game.
Yeah, I was looking at a few of the stats here from the game,
and he's right. He's like, we can't keep doing that.
Right.
We're not going to be able to finish well.
South Carolina had more first downs than Alabama in that ball game, 31 to 25. I'll tell you another statistic out of that game. It was a first in 2 aspects for Alabama.
Yeah.
First time in 69 games that they rushed for less than 100 yards, and it's the most passing yards ever in an Alabama game.
Wow.
Single game.
Yeah.
495 yards passing.
Yeah. Fact is, Alabama's beatable. There's 3 to 5 teams out there I think could beat Alabama 2 out of 3 times. I know that's.
I don't know if I go that far, but they are beatable at this point. Bo's over there. He's Alabama homer. He's back there. No.
I think Saban likes it that way, though. Dude.
Well, I'm sure he does. I'm sure he likes it to where they've got to prove something.
Yeah. I tell you, the times I've given up on them, they win. They find a way to win it.
Yeah.
Which I'm not banking on that this time. It's just going to be fun to watch how it plays out. Even if I have to come on here and eat crow. Well, I ain't really said anything yet, but if I have to come on here and eat crow about Georgia beating them in the championship, or heck, LSU or Auburn both may beat them for them. Hey, what about these stats? Alabama's won 85 consecutive games against unranked opponents.
Wow.
85 consecutive games. Alabama's won, you're going to love this one.
Oh, yeah.
25 consecutive games against the SEC East.
Oh, man, that hurts.
That's unreal, Dave.
That hurts so bad.
And I'm going to enjoy it while I can. So I think
I'm sure I would, too. I wish I could be saying that about Georgia
Right.
right now instead of you saying it about Alabama.
Nick Saban's now 16-0 against former assistant coaches. That
We're going to have to turn that around, too.
Too much made of that.
I mean, I think it's a neat little stat
Follow.
because he's had a lot of good assistants under him that's gone on to become head coaches. And they've not been able to beat him yet.
Right.
Smart's had him on the ropes a couple of times, but just ain't been able to get the job done, you know.
Right.
So hopefully that changes this year for my team's sake.
Yeah.
But
Good.
I mean, you got 4 of his assistants coaching in the SEC.
That's
Former
crazy.
assistants.
4
Yeah.
former assistants coaching the SEC.
Jim Brown says, love the room.
Showing for
Love the
Tennessee.
room. Showing that tea. He likes it.
You
Glad
need
you
to
like
get-
it, Jim.
You need to get in here and buy some of this Tennessee stuff.
Yeah, you do.
There's more on the other side of the camera back there, too, the wall.
I don't
Got
know
more
where you
Tennessee
live,
stuff
Jim.
there.
I don't know where you live, but Southern Traditions, right across from Cherokee Valley Road.
Oh, he's right here in this area.
Is he?
He lives down the way, but he's all the time in
Short.
the Ringgold area.
Short little drive from Ringo.
Oh, yeah,
Pretty
just-
around the mountain.
Just on the back side of the ridge there, coming out of downtown.
Beautiful drive. Southern Traditions. Fan cave. Go to the back and go left. You'll love it. Florida and Kentucky.
Florida, Kentucky.
Big win for the Gators.
Shouldn't have been.
I agree.
Should not have been. Kentucky
Stoops had them ready.
Kentucky had this game under control for 3 quarters. Felipe Franks goes down, starting QB for Florida. And Florida rattles off 19 points. Outscores Kentucky 19-0 in the fourth
When
quarter.
Franks goes out.
When Franks goes out.
I think there's a lot of different things that decide this game, but I think that was a big one.
Yeah.
It's too
Absolutely.
obvious. And you guys, Bo, I called it.
Yeah.
I said, Florida's about to get real. Franks is out. And I hate what happened to the kid.
Yeah, I mean,
He's a
you don't
great
ever want to
athlete.
see anybody
No.
go down with an injury, season-ending injury. He won't be back this season. My understanding is he is eligible to be back in 2020.
No.
So,
He's a great athlete. Can fling the ball.
yeah.
Just not very accurate with it.
Yeah.
And don't make the best decisions.
Right.
But the new kid,
Trusk.
Trusk, yeah. He looked pretty good. He didn't get too excited. Just did what he had to do.
Yeah.
When they're cool, calm, and collected. I think another factor of the game was Sawyer Smith played well, but he had 3 interceptions in the game for Kentucky. I really thought he played good, but then at the end of the game, he looked, it's like 3 interceptions.
Yeah, I saw that. That's not good.
No, you can't
One of
do
those
that.
was the last pass of the game.
That's true. One of them was the last pass of the game. So,
after Florida scored the touchdown late,
yeah.
I didn't watch that last bit, but so he threw one late after that. I got you.
Dan Mullen said after the game he wasn't shocked about how the kid played. What was his name? Trask?
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Said he had 3 starting quarterbacks and said he wasn't shocked at all.
Yeah, I did see that interview and him talking about having 3 starting quarterbacks and guy come in and played well.
What year is Trask? Do you know?
I don't know.
I'm sure Bo will hook us up with that in a minute.
Yeah.
I thought the best player on the field was Florida's David Reese, the second. That linebacker, 16 tackles, dude. He was flying all over
All
the place.
over the field.
And having fun.
Love
doing it.
that.
Oh yeah,
Being a former linebacker and
absolutely.
myself.
I mean that's what we love,
That's right.
and that's why we should be doing Butkus Award favorites.
We can start that up.
Yeah, top
We
3
can
or
get started
something.
with that.
This kid might be on there. I don't know.
Jacob says Kentucky blew that game. He's right.
I think you're right, Jacob. It's starting to get a little rowdy on there. I like it.
That's right. Bobby Hodge is messing with Jacob here a little bit. He says, how can you get excited about a team that lost to Georgia State? Talking about the Vols.
Come on, Bobby. Let them have a little fun.
Jacob needs to be given a hard time. If you know
Oh,
Jacob,
really?
you know this is good. This is a good thing.
Well, I think another factor in the game, Trask is a junior.
He's a
Trask
junior.
is a junior, yeah. Another factor in the game
Thanks
was,
for that, Bo.
Yeah.
Appreciate you helping us out there.
Jordan Wright had Florida quarterback Kyle Trask in his grasp, swung him around, and the UK teammate, T.J. Carter, came in to finish things off. You know how that goes sometimes. Had the play stood, it would have been 3rd and 15 or 16 for Florida on his own 44-yard line. But they call him for targeting.
Targeting is a big topic right now in college football.
Dude, it was lame, and it was so lame. Please comment on this, people. It was so lame that the guy doing the
Commentating.
doing the commentating said, "There's no way that's called if it's a running back coming in the hole." He said the only reason it was called was because he's a quarterback. And the guy hits with the crown of his helmet right here in the guy's shoulder pad, and then the center of his helmet hits Trask in the face mask, and it's called. It's just, I mean, it changed the game big time. And, you know, you talk about the kid from South Carolina's brother, Helinski.
Yeah.
And then in the same conversation, you know, I just tend to, when you sign up to play football, there's risk involved.
Oh, yeah, it's a contact sport.
It's a full just like your kids race, right? Mm-hmm. When you sign them up to race, I sign my kid up to play football. When you sign them up to race, you know there's risk involved.
Oh, absolutely.
And
have to sign waivers.
Yeah. And so when you sign up to play football, there's risk involved. It's full contact sport. It's full speed sport, and they expect these kids. I understand the intent. That's a judgment call, but if there's intent, if he launches, I understand that.
Yeah.
But all this other garbage is just about to make me sick. I know Blake Hodge was on there commenting about it during the game, and I agreed with him. But it's I'm so sick of it.
Yeah, it can definitely get under your skin with some of these ticky-tack calls.
Yeah. So you agree with me?
Yeah, I mean, I think to some extent they got to protect players that are, what they call them?
Defenseless.
Defenseless, yeah. But, you know, it is a contact sport, and these guys, they have done this a long time, and they can handle it to some extent.
Yeah.
You know.
If he launches, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they kick the guy out of the game.
Ejected
That's
him.
ridiculous.
Yeah, that may need to be looked at because, you know, I mean, a 15-yard penalty, okay, I get it.
Yeah. If you get that wrong, I mean,
but an ejection, that's a little excessive.
Pouring salt in the
I
wound.
mean, if it's a blatant attack on somebody, okay, eject them out of the ball game. You know what I'm saying? But if it's just a normal football play and a aggressive hit, I don't believe that deserves an ejection.
Michael Ream chiming in, I agree, let the kids play. Chris Lackey, what's bad about those plays is when they are reviewed and still get upheld. I couldn't agree more, Chris. The body weight rule in the NFL is just as bad. There just isn't any consistency. And I think that's my biggest problem with it. It's a weird judgment call. And you're watching it live. And then they go and review the daggum thing. I saw one that I think it was Alabama game. And it might have been South Carolina. No, I think it was that same game earlier in the game. I think a Kentucky guy come in and tackled the quarterback with his face mask. He had his nose up.
Face mask up.
And they called it targeting and reviewed it and upheld it. I forget the percentage.
And I will say, you know, in the Georgia game, there was a, what they call them, flagrant or a call made, and they reversed it after review. They did reverse that one in the Georgia game.
We already got a prediction on the Tennessee-Florida game. That's awesome.
Jacob said a minute ago in the comments that traveling with the Cochrans was because we've had a few instances where we've had to pull over and work on some things on the side of the road, and Jacob's bailed me out a couple times. I'll give him a little love there.
There you go, Jacob. He didn't like the call either, though. I'm glad.
No, yeah.
All right. Talk about your dogs, baby.
The dogs. We didn't get into a whole lot of stats on that game, but
Florida, Kentucky, yeah.
Yeah.
Total yards, pretty even. Kentucky had 4 turnovers.
To 2 for Florida.
9 penalties.
Yeah.
But they controlled the ball. Look at that, 35 minutes. It was the time of possession.
Yeah. 10 more minutes than Florida had it. Georgia, Arkansas State. You know, this was a game that I felt like, you know, we were going to not have too many worries. Georgia came out against Murray State and was a little slow and sluggish. They didn't come out that way in this game. They come out, took the ball straight down the field, put it in the end zone. They did have 2 field goals after that drive. Georgia just took care of business like they should have in this. The big story out of this game for me was the pink out that they grassroots deal for the Arkansas State's wife, deceased wife. She died of breast cancer, and just a few weeks ago. And anyway, that was just a very touching, heartwarming story in the college football world. It got a ton of national exposure. And it was a grassroots effort. The Georgia fan base started this, let's wear pink for Wendy.
Very classy.
His wife's name was Wendy Anderson. And I'm sure that many people out there have had this at some point as far as a family member or a friend or something. And, it was just a very heartwarming story that, was the Arkansas State coach was touched by it all from the Georgia fans, and it was very cool.
Hats off to the Georgia fans. Very classy. Very classy.
And, as far as the ball game goes, Georgia handled their business. They took care of what they needed to. Fromm had his best game by far so far this year, 17 to 22 for 279 yards and 3 TDs.
No turnovers.
No turnovers. Georgia's still running the football. Total passing yards in the game is 388 for Georgia, 268 rushing for a total of 656 total yards in the ball game. Got the shutout on the defensive side. Really close. Arkansas State barely missed a 50-yard field goal early in the game. And then later in the game, when Georgia had some second and third teamers in, Arkansas State took the ball down the field and got right down inside the 20 in the red zone. And Georgia comes up with a pick to, keep the goose egg on the board, which was...
That always feels good.
It always feels good. That's right. But, they...
I'm telling you,
7 different players scored a touchdown for Georgia. 7 different players scored a touchdown in the game. So they're spreading the ball around. These couple of true freshman wide receivers that Georgia's got, they're really, really good. These guys, Dominique Blaylock and George Pickens.
Yeah.
Man, if you ain't heard a lot about them yet, but you're going to hear a ton about them by the time this year is over with. True freshman guys that are stepping up and playing big for the Dogs.
The Pickens kid shocked me. I checked him out a little bit this weekend. He's big, strong.
He is a
fast
beast. He is.
I like this Georgia team. I really like them. Before I forget, Carolyn Peters says, Corey, did you see the new red lights in the stadium? They're fabulous.
No, I didn't see those, Carolyn. I'm not
red
sure.
Yeah. Alabama's got night lights too, I think, now, but I ain't seen them yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
But
what are they for? What's the reason behind it?
Yeah.
Tell me something about that, Carolyn, because I didn't see it.
Cody Horn says, I'm glad you boys found the right corner of the store.
Cody.
Just for you, baby.
Yeah.
Just for you.
You and all your Tennessee buds.
Yeah. But I like this Georgia team, man. They remind me so much of some really good Alabama teams that I loved. And just don't turn the ball over. Very athletic. Can run the ball. Can throw the ball enough. To me, that's a recipe for success. So I'd be hating it if I had to pick Georgia to beat Alabama in the SEC championship game.
You probably wouldn't pick them.
You know I would. Hey, when it comes to picking the game, I'm going to tell you who I think's going to win.
I think if you lined Alabama and Georgia up right now, I think we're going to get a great game, just like we got the last several times.
Absolutely.
I couldn't tell you that Georgia was going to beat Alabama. I couldn't tell you Alabama was going to beat Georgia.
Yeah.
I think it'll be an outstanding football game.
I think you say that about the top 3.
And yeah, absolutely.
May throw LSU in there too.
Definitely.
I might say
going to be
I might say that.
LSU's going to be in the top of conversation for the rest of the year, up there in the top.
Carolyn says the entire stadium lights up at night.
Oh,
that's what Alabama's does too.
With red lights.
Yeah,
like during the game or not?
It's like a light show kind of shining around, you know.
I got you.
You have to check it out.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out, Carolyn.
I'm sure you can find it on YouTube somewhere.
Chris Lackey, he's an Alabama fan, I can see.
He said we're in the clearance section.
We're in the clearance section.
The fan cave.
That's a good one, Chris.
Section.
That's a good one.
Hey, they did say that they're selling a whole lot more Alabama and Georgia stuff.
Yes, they did say they sell a lot more Alabama and Georgia stuff out of this store.
Tennessee fans need to get over here and buy something at Southern Traditions.
Need to change that up. 9534 Highway 41.
Get over here. Check it out. Fan cave. You want to talk a little bit about the Syracuse-Clemson game?
Yeah, we can talk about that one.
Disappointing. I mean,
yeah.
really wasn't that much to get excited about. Once again, Syracuse quarterback Tommy DeVito was very average. He's
on his back a whole lot in that game.
This is true.
6 sacks by Clemson's defense.
It's true. He made a lot of bad decisions, but that pressure will impact your decision-making abilities. Especially if you got a name like Tommy DeVito.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be fun.
Sorry, Brad. I missed out on that one, brother.
I think you have to have I don't know if it's ability. I mean, there's a lot that goes into a great quarterback. I think timing and accuracy are important, especially the way they run these offenses wide open. I think you have to approach the game like an NFL team. You got to put hours in and get together with your receivers. And, man, the guy looked clueless many times. He had 15 carries for minus 42 yards, but I guess that's the sacks you're talking about.
Right.
He was bad on third down. Trevor Lawrence made some NFL-type plays, but
Trevor Lawrence is struggling right now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not
sophomore slump.
He's not the same guy we saw in the national championship game last year by any means. And I saw some stats with him. He's thrown 5 interceptions already this year, and he only threw 4 all of last year.
Yeah.
So,
quarterback
I think
play.
Clemson is beatable at this point. They've got all the talent in the world, and they put it all together. They can beat anybody in the country.
Yeah.
But, from the things I've seen, they're beatable. Now, I don't know if they're beatable the rest of the way in their schedule.
Yeah.
The ACC is looking worse and worse by the week. Each week that comes by.
Pretty bad.
Not a very good schedule remaining as far as competition goes with Clemson.
Clemson doesn't have a top 25 team left on their schedule.
Correct. Yeah. And don't know that they would have. I don't know if there's a team on their schedule that could even get back in the top 25. Maybe North Carolina if they go on a run and don't lose for a few weeks. Wake Forest right now, they're not in the top 25, but they are 3-0. They're undefeated. And
beat North Carolina.
They beat North Carolina. North Carolina went down this weekend. Colorado went down this weekend.
Everybody we talked about last
Maryland
week.
went down this weekend. Everybody was giving a little love to last weekend. They all lost.
Of course, we didn't say they was going to go in.
No, we didn't say that, but we just said they were surprise teams
yeah.
starting out the season,
Yeah. But Maryland, I mean, they go from scoring 70 a game to what they scored was like 14 or something.
I don't remember the final score on that game. But
Travis Etienne in that Syracuse game, 14 carries for 76 yards, had a long of 15. He's not bad.
No, he's a very good running back, but he's definitely fallen more and more out of the Heisman race.
Yeah, I agree.
His stock's dropping.
I agree. Let me get T. Higgins look good. 7 receptions for 150 yards. That dude's legit.
That guy's very good.
He makes 21.4 yards per catch. He makes Lawrence look pretty good.
He's out of Tennessee.
Is he really?
Yeah, he played high school football in Tennessee.
Sweet.
Yeah. I know Tennessee fans would have loved to have had him up there. It might have made Garantano look a little better.
Well, I can promise you he would have done that.
But
he would have done that. But here's the schedule. Real quick. Charlotte. Then they play North Carolina, Florida State, Louisville, Boston College, Wofford, NC State, Wake Forest, at South Carolina.
Speaking of Boston College, Kansas gets beat by Coastal Carolina last week, and then they turn around and score 48 points on Boston College on the road. Do you know that is the first road game against a Power 5 team in 11 years that Kansas has won?
We're going to have to move studs and duds up in the show.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about...
I was about to get there. I'm going to be getting there, too, in a little bit.
Because you're talking about all my studs and duds already.
Yep.
It's all good, though. At least we're... How you go? What do you want to see?
I want to see a comment that I saw a while ago that's gone now. It was our winner from this past week. He was asking what he won.
Bo's going to have to hunt that down for me.
Yeah, find that, Bo, real quick.
Carolyn, we'll get to Jalen.
Yeah, we'll get to some of that.
We want to talk about what's the strongest conference, Corey, a little bit. Just for
I think there's definitely some good conversation that can be had about that. You know, the SEC for years and years and years always talked about as being the strongest conference in the nation, and I think there's some questions there now.
Yeah.
You know, SEC's top heavy. There's some bad losses already this year with some of the SEC teams. So I don't know that, the SEC can beat their chest, so to speak, as they have been able to in years past.
Well, you, at breakfast earlier, went as far as to say you would have to say, what, the Big 12? Is that what you said?
Well, I was listening to a radio show, and a guy was doing his, at this point,
that's what
versus
it was.
Power 5 teams. He said the Big 12
That's what it was.
has the better record against Power 5 teams so far this year. And, SEC was like third on the list. Big 10 was second. SEC was third.
So you would say in your dethroning of the SEC, possible dethroning of the SEC, that's happened in the last couple years or the last year? Or
I think in the last couple of years. I mean, you go back and you look at some bowl games. Let's just talk about a few bowl games, and I probably should have done some research on it. But the SEC's had some bad losses in the bowls. SEC's had some bad losses in the bowls.
Yeah.
Yes, dear.
Yes, Crystal, we ate breakfast today. But, yeah, in the bowl, I know, and that's what stinks because, like, I just think about Auburn against Central Florida, and I think about Georgia against Texas. It's like, in my mind, these teams are a lot better than their opponent, and they're just flat.
That's right.
I mean,
yeah, you've had some Big Ten teams beat some SEC teams in the bowls down in the Florida area. You know, those matchups that, you just
go way back when Alabama goes 12-0 in the regular season, goes down to the wire with Florida in the SEC championship game, and then turns around and gets blasted in the bowl game by, who was it, Bo? After we lost to Tebow the first time in the SEC championship game, who did we play in that?
Utah.
No. Yeah.
they did lose against Utah.
It was
One
Utah
bowl game.
too, but it was somebody else, I thought. Maybe
Oklahoma beat them pretty bad one year. I don't know if that's who you're talking about, but
2008, they only lost to Florida and Utah.
Okay, so it was Utah.
But Michael Ream says the SEC is the best at the top by far. Big Ten is the deepest.
he's a Notre Dame fan too.
Is he? Yeah, I could agree with that, Michael.
I think the SEC is by far the best conference right now. Alabama, Georgia, LSU, Auburn, Texas A&M, Florida.
I don't know if I'd throw that in there or not. But
I mean, Kentucky.
the others,
Kentucky won 10 games last year.
Kentucky did win 10 games. But
You got Big Ten. You got Ohio State, Wisconsin, Penn State, who beat Pitt 17-10 at home
yeah,
this weekend
yeah.
after mauling people.
But definitely, I think Alabama, Georgia, LSU, they keep the SEC
Yeah.
up there.
They're top heavy, but when you're that top heavy and your
Yeah.
top is that good.
Yeah, that's right.
Big 12, which has actually got 10 teams in it. You got Oklahoma, Texas, and these are ESPN rankings. Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas State, number 3.
Kansas State got a big win.
They beat Mississippi State, who's 9th in the SEC.
Yeah, yeah.
Kansas State 3rd, and they beat them by a touchdown.
That's true.
Of course, they did go to Mississippi State to do that. But
Right, beat them on the road.
yeah. What's happened to Stanford in the Pac-12?
I don't know. I mean, Central Florida takes care of business at home against them this week.
Dude, I'm a believer.
And you gotta be a believer at Central
I'm
Florida.
convinced.
From what they've done in the last several years, they keep this kind of stuff up. Let's bring them in the SEC with us.
Yeah.
How about it?
Yeah.
Let's put them.
Let
in
them
the
get in there,
SEC.
baby.
That's right.
Now, they'll find out really what they're made of if they do that. Notre Dame needs to get in the ACC.
ACC or Big Ten, either one.
Yeah, either one.
Either one of them.
Big Ten, go with the Big Ten.
Yeah.
But that's fun. I like talking about that.
Just a side note on the LSU game this week. They played, I don't know, who was it? Northwest Louisiana Tech or somebody like that. I don't know. But anyway, they trailed 7-3 after the first quarter.
Who are we talking about?
LSU
Oh, yeah.
trailed 7-3 after the first quarter. And ended up blowing them out, but
Right.
that's a slow start, kind of like Georgia last week, 7-7 with Murray State.
It's hard to get up for them teams.
Yeah, it is. It's
So
tough.
hard. Studs and duds?
We can do that. Bo, have you got the comment? Who was the winner for this?
Zach Harmon.
Zach Harmon. Zach, if you're still watching, you have won a free tire rotation from Grease Lightning, and knowing that you're a Florida fan, a Florida key holder. I don't know if you can see that very well or not, but that's what you've won. Get in touch or message with Bo there to find out what would be the best way for you to get this. And Grease Lightning here in Ringgold, want to mention them. Mike Worley, Tom Manugan stopped by last week and asked them, hey guys, would you be willing to offer something up for our weekly winner on a pick game? And they said, sure, absolutely. So off of Highway 41, I don't have the address there. If you're familiar with Ringgold, you know exactly where they're at. But if you're not from Ringgold, then you can Google search them. We can Google anything these days, right?
Absolutely.
But thanks to Mike.
Yes, thank you, Mike.
Stepping up and helping us out with a giveaway. So free tire rotation there at Grease Lightning.
Yeah,
Maybe even get your oil changed while you're in there. They do it all.
Yeah, we want to support local businesses along with Southern traditions.
That's right.
Appreciate Grease Lightning doing that.
Yeah, this Florida key holder
Is that
from right
Zach
here,
there?
right here at Southern Traditions. Yeah, there's Zach. He says, yeah, man, go Gators. Thanks. We appreciate you tuning in and listening to us, Zach. But, yeah, this right here out of Southern Traditions, they got all kinds of memorabilia stuff. My hat, my shirt I'm wearing tonight, guess where I got it?
Right here.
Right here, Southern Traditions.
That's awesome.
Yeah. They got great stuff.
Paula Compton says, I love Southern traditions.
Awesome.
Stuff for less.
Stuff for Less, which is Southern Traditions. Stuff
Same,
for Less,
yeah.
same place. Absolutely.
Who's your team stud of the week?
My team stud of the week.
Yeah.
Let me just pull up my sheet here.
I'll go ahead and tell you.
Kansas.
Kansas?
Yeah, Kansas was my team stud of the week. They break an 11-year road losing streak to Power 5 teams.
Yeah.
11 years, brother. That's a long time.
That's crazy.
Just think if they'd have took care of business at home against Coastal Carolina, what would be being said about them right now?
Yeah. Probably too much.
But they go on the road to Boston College and score 48 points.
Yeah, they did.
48. And Boston College is supposed to be a pretty decent team.
Less is more, baby. Less is more.
Less is more.
They were your dud last week, right?
Yeah, they were. They were my dud last week. They should have been. They lost to Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. Anybody ever figure out what that was? I'd like to hear it.
We never heard.
Well, my wife did look it up.
Oh.
And I can't even, I don't know. It's.
Well, I had My team stud of the week was UGA for staging the pink out
Awesome.
of the stadium in honor of Wendy Anderson, the wife of Arkansas State coach Blake Anderson. She died on August 19th from breast cancer. I agreed. I thought that was super cool. The interview
awesome.
with the coach,
Very
you could
good.
tell he was he was touched and just really loved what Georgia did there. So I thought that's my stud of the week right there, baby.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it.
Team Dud, who you got?
Team Dud. I got 2.
Do you?
Michigan
right.
State and Georgia Tech.
Well, you can talk about the first one.
Talk about the first one. Michigan State loses to Arizona State because they have 12 men on the field when they kick a game-tying field goal. I don't know if they'd have won the game or not.
Yeah.
But anyway, they're ranked 18th, and they get upset by a non-ranked team. I don't know what Arizona State's record is. I think they were beaten earlier in the year by Hawaii. I could be wrong. I know Hawaii had 2 wins right off the bat over Pac-12 teams.
Yeah.
And I think Arizona State was one of them. I could be wrong about that. But anyway, they
Herm
lose.
Edwards, their coach.
They lose at home. That's right. Herm Edwards is the coach there at Arizona State. Lose at home to them. What was it? 10-7.
Yeah.
10-7 was the final score there. But yeah, the special teams of Michigan State. That's another dud.
Yeah.
Having 12 men on the field and game time field goal, makes the field goal, has to re-kick it, misses it,
the field goal.
just lose the game.
That'll get you the dud of the week.
It got me the dud of the week.
Yeah, I had Georgia
Boy.
Tech and Michigan State as well.
Nice.
We're going to have to quit doing that.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech lost to the Citadel.
The who?
The Citadel.
The Citadel.
Are they in South Carolina?
Where is the Citadel? I think they are.
I think they're in South Carolina.
I could be wrong. Arizona State is 3-0, and now they're ranked 24th after beating Michigan State. So,
After beating this.
yeah.
Yeah, so the Ramblin' Wreck somehow managed to blow. I didn't really see how much of that game, but that's just nuts. The Citadel.
Yep. Let me tell you this.
Tell me.
The Citadel was 0-2 going into this game.
You're kidding me.
You know who they had lost to? Townsend
Oh, my.
and Elon.
Are you serious?
They had lost to Townsend and Elon, and they go into Tech and win. I'm serious, brother.
Well, I knew it was bad when Georgia Tech's talking about moving offensive linemen over to play defensive line.
Yeah, they're in a rebuilding,
Oh,
no
big
doubt.
time.
They're rebuilding down there at Tech. They going away. What was kind of ironic, and I heard this on the radio, was a Wishbone team goes in and beats a former Wishbone team. The Citadel runs the Wishbone, which is what Paul Johnson always ran there at Tech.
Yeah.
And they go in there and they beat them. But I did see a highlight on the game where the Citadel throws a deep pass for a touchdown during the game. So
Unbelievable.
Citadel's in Charleston, Chris says.
Charleston, South Carolina. Or Charleston, yeah, South Carolina.
Yeah, that's right.
Thanks, Chris.
They're a military school.
They are a military school. That's exactly right. They're in there with the Mocs, right?
I believe they're in the Southern Conference together, unless Citadel's moved out to like the OVC or something like that. But I think they're still in the Southern
I think
Conference.
they are too.
I believe that's right.
All right, who's your individual stud?
My individual stud. I just couldn't have one.
Of course not.
Got to have multiples. Tua. Tua's the first one on my list.
Yeah.
He had a great game, threw for 444 yards and 5 TD passes. Both of them were single game highs for him.
Yeah.
And I had a stat on that. I may not be able to find it here.
On Tua?
No, yeah, on Tua. As far as, I think something about 400-yard plus passing games.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he holds the record right now at Alabama or he tied the record for 400-plus yard passing
It's like
games.
7, ain't it?
Something like that. I don't know about the actual number of games. But anyway, Tua definitely was a stud of the week. Jay,
That was
go
my
ahead.
stud of the week, too. This the stats has 12 touchdowns, no interceptions this year. He was just money.
Yeah. I had Jalen Hurts also as stud of the week. At first, I thought no, but then I saw his rushing yards along with his passing yards.
Yeah.
Jalen had a total of 439 yards with 4 TDs. He's the first Big 12 quarterback to run for 100 yards in the first quarter and the first to pass for 200 yards and run for 100 yards in the first half of the game ever in the Big 12.
Doing special stuff.
He is doing very special stuff. Of the 27 possessions that he's been in the ball games, because he's been pulled, because he's been winning big, 27 possessions, they got 17 TDs. That's a percentage I'd take.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All day, every day. And then an honorable mention, just because they're coming into Athens this weekend, was Ian Book. He had a total of 6 TDs in the ball game this week. So
Ian Book,
quarterback at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Had 5 passing TDs and 1 rushing TD in their game this week.
My individual dud of the week is Steve Adazio.
Steve Adazio. He's
Boston College head coach.
I knew he was a coach.
He let Les Miles and the Kansas Jayhawks double him up in his own house, Corey.
That's a good one, brother.
In his own backyard.
After losing to Coastal Carolina the week before, brother.
What in the world? Les Miles and doubled him up.
Yeah.
What was it, 48-24?
Yeah, I believe that's right, 48-24.
That's sad.
Yeah. Steve Adazio.
Yeah.
Where was he at before he got to Boston College? For some reason, that's churning in my head about where he came from. But anyway,
So what you're telling me is they're not going to give Clemson a fight?
Well, no, probably not.
Right.
Not unless they really, really turn something around.
Somebody comes back or something.
I don't know what their record is right now. That may be their first loss of the year. But,
I don't think it is.
My dud of the week, and I don't know his name, but it's the Kentucky kicker that missed a 35-yard field goal to win the game. Yeah. I don't know that he won the game, but he would put Kentucky back up.
Yeah.
With little bit of time left in the ball game.
Would that have put him up, or would that have tied?
That would put him up.
Oh, wow.
Because it would put him up.
35-yarder, baby. You got to hit
35-yarder. You got to knock that one through. That's a tough situation to be in.
Sure.
But you're a collegiate kicker. You're going to get put in tough situations.
Yeah.
Georgia's, I ain't going to go there. Rodrigo is great, but he missed one that hurt in that SEC championship game last year.
Yeah.
Hurt big time. You got any more duds?
Michael Ream says Adazio was at Temple and was a coordinator at Florida before that.
Okay. That might be where I recognize his name from, was when he was a coordinator at
Thanks,
Florida
Michael.
then. Yeah, thank you, Michael. You got any more duds of the week?
I don't.
I do.
I figured. Who you got?
The refs in the UNC.
Bo's having a conniption over there.
We kicked the camera.
Oh, he kicked the camera. That's all right. The refs in the UNC game, UNC Wake. UNC should have had one more play in that game with 1 second left on it. And after the fact, the conference comes out, or the ref association, where it comes out and says, yeah, they were wrong.
They got it wrong.
So, yeah, that's kind of a dud there.
That's a big dud.
Yeah.
So it's not just the New Orleans Saints that are getting messed up.
Some rules got changed in the NFL over that deal. Now they can review pass interference calls.
Yeah.
So,
but there was one this week, supposedly. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I don't know. Where are we moving on to? Heisman race?
8 games, 400-plus passing yards, Alabama record.
8 games, 400-plus passing yards. Yep. I thought I'd read something about that.
Yeah, Heisman hopefuls.
Heisman race. It's going to be pretty easy and simple. I mean, mine's still Jalen Hurts at number 1, 2 is second. He's a close second. I'm going to say, 1A, 1B right now. And then Joe Burrow I have at 3rd. Justin Fields at 4th. Justin Fields, he's done some things there. I have my notes on him. It's his third game with at least 4 TDs, the longest streak in 15 years.
Yeah. I'll say something about them in a minute.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait,
But
did you finish?
Jonathan Taylor's number 5 on my list.
Yeah.
Running back for Wisconsin. I think he's going to improve upon those numbers this week when they play Michigan at home.
Oh, yeah.
So
I got Jalen first. Just it's kind of hard to move him. But I am going to bust a bubble. I don't know why I put him 1 and then I bust a bubble.
well,
But you had him a stud, so I didn't want to talk about him then. But Jalen, he is playing out of his mind, dude. And I love the kid. I love him. He's a class act. And he's probably going to prove me wrong. He's got that look in his eye. But I just don't think. No, here's what I think. I think when I watch him play,
yeah.
like you was talking about his rushing yards, he took the snap, went right down the middle of the field, 40 yards for a touchdown this week. And there was nobody within 12 yards of him when he crosses the goal line. He goes 40 yards untouched.
That sounds like an offensive play I'd design.
And
I
then,
like my quarterback not to get touched.
And then every time he drops back, and I've heard it, I mean, the announcers will say it. It's so obvious. Wide open. Nobody within sight. And I'm busting that bubble right now, even though, I mean, I'm saying this is my list of who I think is going to have a chance to win it. It's not who I think the 5 best players in the country are.
Yeah.
I think he's definitely going to have a shot to win it because he's just going to stack up stats after stats after stats. But when he has to play Georgia, and they got all this time to prepare for him, I mean, Kirby Smart's probably watching the video right now, you know.
Yeah.
But no, he's probably checking Notre Dame out right now.
Yeah, he definitely
But I just
working on the
I
Notre
think
Dame game plan.
I mean, I don't, and I'll go ahead and say it. I mean, you think Nick Saban would take him back over Tua right now?
Would he take him back over to him? No, I can't imagine that he would. But, you know,
Say it.
there was a reason he took him to start with.
Oh yeah,
And
as a 3-star out of Texas,
exactly. And you know, he's
he's the right kind
he's
of kid.
very good.
He's a beast.
He's a great fit for that offense in Oklahoma.
Yeah,
He is.
so would I. I'd be a great fit too.
But Bret. Seriously, you did not.
Let me say it this way: you'd be a great
No,
fit.
don't even go
Bo,
there.
I
Are
mean,
you
Corey,
crazy?
look at the last 3
Are you
quarterbacks.
crazy,
They
man?
just stack up stats.
Well, yeah, but they're really good athletes. That I am not.
Well, I'm exaggerating
Okay.
a little bit.
A little bit,
Yeah,
right.
there's a
Just
little
a little bit.
exaggeration there, but
Maybe a whole lot, but
I don't know. He's good. He's the right kind
he's
of
going to
kid.
be there all the way through to the end.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to be there in the talk all the way to the end.
And then he's going to throw 3 interceptions in the first playoff.
Well, he might do that,
Yeah.
but
2 might too, though.
he's facing some good competition when you
might
get to
too.
that point, unless he's facing Notre Dame. Well, that's going to come back to bite me if Notre Dame goes to Georgia and
Just
wins,
dang.
ain't it?
There ain't no way.
That's all right. That light went out on us. But
There ain't no way. Notre Dame's going to beat
you see that timing? You see that timing?
I did see that. So I got Jalen 1, Tua. I moved Tua all the way up to number 2. I moved Tua to number 2. I kept Trevor Lawrence number 3. I think his stats are going to just extremely blow up here in the next few weeks.
He's not.
Something's different. I agree.
He's just not.
He's already thrown one.
He's not even in the top 10 right now
Yeah,
in the
he is.
Heisman race.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not. He's not in the top 10 in the Heisman
Who you
race.
talking?
bro.
I mean, there's what, 15 different
Trevor Lawrence
top
is not.
10s?
He's not in the E ESPN Heisman race top 10.
I might have to say you wrong on that.
I'm not.
He may be 10, but he's there.
He's not, brother.
All right, mark this down. Somebody put it in a comment.
Will
Brett
he be
and
there
Corey
by the end
finally
of the year?
disagree.
Will he be there by the end of the year?
That's why I'm leaving him there.
Possibly.
That's why I'm leaving him
Possibly.
there.
But he ain't performed to that level yet this year.
All right, who's the best quarterbacks? Who are the best quarterbacks in this class
In
in college football
Right now?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, Tua, Jalen, Joe Burrow.
And Trevor ain't one of them?
No.
Wow.
Not to this point in the season.
No,
Not
I'm just
from his
saying. I'm not
performance.
looking. Don't look at stats.
Oh, okay. You're just saying overall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd put him in there as far as one of the best quarterbacks,
Right. Okay.
you know. But his stats right now are not warranting the Heisman hype.
And I agree. Right now, but I just think it's going to be there in the end. Mark it down. I got Jonathan Taylor 4, and because I didn't know who else to put in there, I left ETN at 5. Because I think both them guys are going to be there when it matters.
Well, I disagree with you on that one too, brother.
That's good. We finally
Get
disagree.
him out. ETN should have been out like after week 1.
I mean, what did he have? He had 76 yards on 14 carries. Give the man the ball.
I could have had that.
Uh-oh. See, he can't quarterback, but he can run.
I can run it, baby. Just give me the ball. I'll run behind that Clemson line.
Crystal Cochran says, every single Sunday afternoon, this is what I can hear at the
Great
table.
stuff, ain't it? This is must-see TV. Or Facebook
It's
Live,
finally
whichever
getting real,
way you
ain't
want.
it?
That's right. It's getting real.
baby. All right. I still think we should be doing Butkus hopefuls, at least top 3.
Well, let's get there. You got some? Did you bring some?
I ain't got them right now. Baby.
Okay. We'll
But
do it.
We'll
We'll
work
get
on
there.
it, yeah.
Yep.
All right, top five teams. Who you got?
Top 5 teams. You go ahead. Let me see if I can find my notes here.
All right, top 5. I got Clemson, Alabama, Georgia in no specific order. I mean, you could flip it and say Georgia, Clemson, Alabama, and I think they're the 3 best teams right now. And if I was completely honest about it, I think I would say Clemson. You could go Clemson or Georgia or Alabama, but I just don't. I ain't feeling Alabama this year. I'm sorry, Trey. I love you. I just ain't feeling it right now.
Listen,
Because of defense
if
and
people-
running the football.
If people only knew you as well as I know you, that says a lot right there.
I ain't feeling it.
That says
dude.
a lot.
It's hurting.
I don't think you got a whole lot to be worried about till the SEC championship game.
Right. LSU, we could get a lot better for them, maybe.
You might not even get there.
That's true.
Because you're mentioning a team right now that I think
That's true. Ain't you glad you ain't got to play them?
I am. At this point, we
You
played them
them
last
last
year.
year.
That's right. We did. And it didn't work. It didn't work out too good
That's
for us.
right. I got LSU 4, and I mean, we're going to find out eventually. I got Vandy this week. We're going to find out this week.
Oh, Vandy's.
And I got Oklahoma/Ohio State.
Yeah. Yeah. They
But
just,
one of them teams are going to get in the playoff because they ain't going to put 3 SEC teams in there.
well, I don't see why not.
You
Let
think
me
it
give
could
you a
happen?
scenario.
Give me one,
I'll give
buddy.
you one next week.
All right.
Teaser.
Yeah,
I'll give you a scenario next week.
that's right.
Yeah, I mean, top 5's not going to change a whole lot at this point, but it's going to start changing as the weeks progress.
Yeah, it will.
But yeah, I'm going to leave Clemson up there, number 1. I'm going to leave Alabama at number 2. Last week I moved Georgia out, didn't I?
The
I
top.
had them at 4,
Yeah, you did last week.
but they're back in there, number 3 this
All right.
week.
I'm convincing you.
And I'd say LSU 4, and I'm going to go Ohio State 5th.
Yeah.
I mean, just based on they've surprised me.
This could be the year where it's proven there needs to be 8 teams.
Oh, absolutely. I
This could
believe
be the
this
year.
will. I believe this will definitely be the year. That,
Do y'all agree out
you know,
there?
Yeah. Going back to the playoff expansion that we discussed a little bit last week, for sure, I believe this will be the year that helps push that along to expansion to 8 teams.
I'm glad we agree on that.
Yep. We can do that.
We
can
are
agree
coming
there.
live from the fan cave.
Southern Traditions.
We love it. It's
It's
awesome.
an awesome studio
It is. It's the
here
best.
in the clearance section. I thought that was funny. I'm sorry.
Hey, when I listen to
Love you guys,
them boys on Press Road, Jay and David,
David Pascal.
2 Auburn graduates.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, I get sick of that stuff. Great guys. I mean,
Yeah.
they got a clue, but
They went to school to do this kind of stuff, unlike you and I.
that's exactly right. So there's the top 5. We talked about upset of Citadel and Georgia Tech, but what about BYU beating USC?
David Warren. If that's the David Warren I'm thinking about, he's a Notre Dame fan. Yep, that's him.
That's him.
Hey, David, appreciate you tuning in, man. This is the week Notre Dame gets to prove something to the whole country.
Did you want to bypass BYU beating USC?
No.
We talked a little bit about it.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it. I mean, that helps Tennessee's situation there. We discussed it earlier.
What does that do for the USC coach, though?
You know, it's hard to say. You know,
I've already
think
heard they're talking about it. Like, he may be in trouble.
what's his name? Helton?
Helton.
Chris?
Oh, no.
Todd?
Todd.
Helton was a baseball player, wasn't he?
Oh, that's right.
Played at Tennessee and then went on to play for the Colorado Rockies.
I think he's in trouble,
Anyway.
dude. I don't think he can do it right there at that place.
Yeah,
I mean, if you can't recruit there, you're in trouble.
right. Well, we'll just see. I mean, BYU, they
Let's do some
they
picks.
wanted it more.
Let's do some picks. We got some good games coming up.
Let's do
Notre
it.
Dame and Georgia.
You gonna throw that one right out?
Yeah, baby.
Forefront.
Yeah, I got Georgia.
You got Georgia.
Without hesitation.
Without hesitation. I do too. You know that's right.
Now,
I
will
think
they
Georgia-
cover the spread?
What's the spread?
13 and a half.
Sorry, David, but it's gonna be easy.
Uh-oh.
It's gonna be easy.
Uh-oh.
I'd say they're probably gonna beat them by 3 touchdowns.
I wouldn't be shocked.
I wouldn't. I'm not gonna be shocked.
I
They're gonna beat them by 21.
mean, if I had to be honest, I'd have to say, yeah, they're going to cover the spread.
They're gonna beat them by 21.
But they definitely going to beat them. I mean, I think Michael just commented on there. His heart wants to say that Notre Dame has a chance, but his mind says, 2 touchdowns.
Sometimes you just gotta have some common sense.
Michael's been a long time Notre Dame fan, so he knows what's what.
I know. David, get
Field goal.
field goal. Not likely.
All right, David.
Not likely.
All right. Hopefully. Good luck to you. Tennessee and Florida. Florida at home.
It's gonna be a tough game for Tennessee to win.
Yeah.
They hadn't beaten Florida in the swamp. Man, how long has it been? Somebody brought this up to me, and I should have took better note of it. But it's been a while since Tennessee's gone to Gainesville and won a football game.
It has been.
But it would be a great win for Tennessee if they can go down there and pull this
Huge
off.
win.
Very, very big win.
We said earlier that it's something that could happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think it could happen.
Who are you picking, though?
I'm going with the balls, baby.
Oh,
I'm going with the balls.
Bo, do you hear this?
Go get it, Tennessee.
All right.
Take care of business down there in the swamp.
I like it. If Franks is the quarterback, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you.
I hear what you're saying.
But I'm going to have to pick the Gators in this one over the Vols.
I think that's the wise choice,
Yeah.
but I guess I'm
Stepping
just
out, baby.
wishful thinking, and I'm trying
You're
to.
feeling the love, baby.
Yeah, it must be
Feeling
all
love.
the surroundings here.
Good luck, though, Vols. That would be huge. And it could happen. I just don't think it will. But I've been wrong once before. Michigan and Wisconsin.
He says, Chris Lackey says, as I choke back my dinner, I think UT wins this one.
You sound like you're Tennessee fans.
Y'all sound like y'all are Tennessee fans.
That's what your wife said.
Hey, no, I'm not.
No, we despise Tennessee, but they're in the SEC. That's
They are
one
in
thing.
the SEC.
And I just want them to be back. Part of me wants them to be good again,
David says it's been since Manning since they won down there. Bo's going to give us some
He's got the
information
stat.
here.
2003
2003 was the last time Tennessee.
They won at Florida.
The last time they won
That's
at
before the
Florida was
Manning era.
2003. That was after the Manning era.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. My bad. All right, we got Michigan at Wisconsin.
Wisconsin wins this one.
Michigan 3-point favorite. What is up with that?
Give me 3 points in Wisconsin all day. Give me 10 in Wisconsin.
Yeah. Ooh.
I'll give
Give me
you
9.
10. I'll give you 10 in
Give me
Michigan.
9. You'd
I'll
give
give
me
you
9.
10 in Michigan.
Yeah, I'm taking Wisconsin in this one. No brainer right there.
Wisconsin takes care of business and finally puts this Michigan thing to bed.
Yeah,
And I think Jim Harbaugh is on the hot seat.
I agree.
After this one, if he's not already there.
I agree. But he's the poster boy down there. Up there. Excuse me.
Well,
That could change when you get a bunch of L's, right?
Robin, believe me, it is painful, but yes, I agree with you. We're just trying to share the love.
We ain't said much about Auburn. They just kind of been doing enough to kind of win.
Yeah.
And ain't nothing wrong with that.
They got a big win early over Oregon.
Yeah, that was a big win.
I don't know, they're at Texas A&M this week.
Auburn at Texas A&M.
They ought to go in there. They're the higher ranked team right now, number 8.
Yeah.
Texas A&M got the loss to number 1 Clemson.
A&M's 4-point favorite.
A&M's a 4-point favorite at home. So I'm getting Auburn in 4.
Yeah.
I'd take that. But I believe I'll take Auburn straight up.
Whew.
I think I'm going to take Auburn straight up.
Shoo. Mond has a big game.
Think so?
Makes me eat my words a little bit. 2 good defenses, low-scoring game. I wouldn't give anybody 4 points.
Yeah.
But I see why you'd take Auburn at 4. But I'll take A&M in this one. Not with giving up 4, but just straight up.
Straight up.
4.
I'll take
straight
Auburn.
up.
I'll take Auburn straight up.
All right. Good one. Who you got, Bo?
Which
Auburn
game?
at Texas A&M.
It's a tough one. I think I'll take A&M.
A&M at home.
We hadn't decided on a pick'em game, but I think I like this one.
What's that?
The Auburn-Texas A&M game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's going to be our pick'em game this week. To send in your final scores for next week's giveaway. Don't know what exactly it is yet, but we kind of try to cater it to our winners a little bit.
Yeah.
And then, I'm going to go out and try to get some more small businesses from the Ringgold area to jump on board and offer some discounts or something for maybe some food or,
Oh, yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. All right, I had Washington versus BYU on here. At BYU. Washington's a 6-point favorite. I think that's 2 ranked teams. I think that's why I put them on here. Who you got, Corey?
BYU get ranked this week.
I think they did. They just beat Tennessee.
Where are they at?
They're at Utah or BYU.
They're at BYU. I think Washington gets it done. I think BYU beating USC last week has a little letdown this week.
Tennessee the week before that.
Tennessee the week before that.
Dude, that's a roll. Tennessee,
Yeah.
USC, Washington.
If they pull that off, that'd be pretty sweet for BYU fans.
Absolutely.
But we don't know many of them around here.
No, we don't.
But I'm going to say Washington. Former Georgia quarterback Jacob Eason, quarterback in the Washington Huskies now.
Is he a Georgia boy?
No, he's from Washington.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's why he went back
That makes a
after
lot
he
of
got
sense.
beat out down there by
Gets to
Fromm.
play for a great coach.
That's right. Yeah,
Pretty
I
decent
think
team.
he is a very good coach. Chris Peterson.
Yeah, I'd play for that guy.
I think he's an
any day.
awesome coach. What do you got? Any other games there?
That's all the games I have on there.
One that I'll bring up and mention real quick, I think's of interest, and it may not be after, in as far as who's going to win the game. I think we all know who's going to win the game, but Clemson against the Charlotte 49ers. And the only reason I bring this up is the head coach at Charlotte is Will Healy. Will Healy played high school football, I'm pretty sure, at Boyd Buchanan here in Chattanooga. And he is a hot young coach in the collegiate ranks right now. He might, I can't remember I think he played at Richmond in college.
Yeah.
And then he coached at UTC with Russ Huesman, I believe. And then he got his head coaching job at Austin Peay. And he took an Austin Peay team that was 0-29 and made winners out of them.
Yeah.
And he landed this job at Charlotte.
Sweet.
And he's a very highly thought of young coach. He's under 30, I think. I don't even believe he's 30 years old yet. And
49ers.
He's a great motivator. And I believe that you need to pay attention to that name, Will Healy. I believe in the next 5 to 10 years he's going to land a Power 5 coaching job. If he continues the success that he's
we were over there. Over there just yesterday playing a little middle school softball.
There you go. Noel.
Nice little campus over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk briefly about the California lawmakers sent the governor a bill to allow athletes at California colleges to hire agents and sign endorsement deals?
Man, I hadn't gave a whole lot of thought to this topic.
Right.
But
off the top of your head,
I'm going to say this is a bad decision.
Yeah.
I think it's a bad decision.
Yeah.
These guys are getting an education paid for by the universities. I mean, I can see where people would argue, that the university's making money off of these guys, and they do.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a good idea. I think it opens up too many wormholes, so to speak, in the collegiate world.
Would this hurt your love for the game?
Would it hurt my love for the game? Probably not. No, I mean, I would still enjoy and watch the game just like I always have.
Yes. The NCAA released a statement on that, and I actually shared it on our page.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're threatening to ban those 50-something California universities from championship play in the NCAA
if they pass the bill and allow this.
And I like the way they've come at it. They've said, look, it's supposed to be fair play all the way across the board. You can't have one state, your state, offering this opportunities to kids when no other state is on board.
Yeah.
Officially.
I tell you, if it does pass, then I can see recruits going to California.
Unless they can't play for championships.
Unless they can't play for championships, maybe they don't even care.
A lot of these kids wouldn't.
Maybe they need that money right then. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know how much money it might turn into for them, but I believe we need to keep it out.
It'd be a lot of money. Hey, we want to hear from you guys about this. I mean, it's your show. I'm curious to know what you guys think. I'd like to have a bunch of comments about it, but I agree with you, Corey. I
would not like to see it.
I wouldn't like to see it.
I definitely would not like to see it across the country. Yeah. I don't want to see it in one state, much less across the country is what I'm trying to get at.
It would hurt my love for the game, I think. I don't know how much, but it would hurt my – I think it would hurt my – because it's the pageantry. It's the – it's the college atmosphere of playing for your school, playing for your team. It's playing for each other. I mean, you lose a lot of that.
Yeah.
You lose a whole lot of that. Well,
David agrees with us. David Warren. He says keep it out. Absolutely. Chris is talking about Baker Mayfield's autograph. $40,000 it brought on a National Treasure sports card. I don't know exactly what that is. Maybe that's the name brand of a sports card production group. But
Rob Forgy sure could use a bottle of clean AF on that table. We can talk about that, Rob.
Are you offering, Rob? Are you offering a giveaway for next week?
Yeah, buddy. We've already had that thought. We've already had a little conversation about that. So I'll call you this week. Maybe you can take me to lunch.
You guys can continue to chime in on any of this stuff, either commenting to the page, send a message to the page after the show's over, or commenting on it after it's over. It'll be posted to the page. And, we just appreciate you tuning in and being a part of it. We love to talk college football in general, but this is a college football focused show and mostly SEC.
Oh yeah.
But we get into some of that ACC stuff.
Oh yeah.
National high rank stuff.
You got anything else, bro?
I don't, brother. I think we've approached our
Time limit.
working on it. We kind of. What are you looking for back here?
Tennessee flag.
Game with Tennessee flag.
Right here. You'll never see me do this again in your life.
And you're not gonna see me do it right now.
Beat those Gators, baby.
Beat the Gators.
Beat the
Balls.
Gators. That was for you, Teddy Shirley. Blake Hodge. That's for you.
Some of them dedicated Tennessee fans.
Yeah. Lovers of the game.
That's right.
Hey, we're coming at you from Southern Traditions. Please come check it out. Can't say enough of good things about it. I'm just looking at all kinds of stuff in there. Nice Ringo Tigers gear. All kinds of stuff. Bracelets. Your kids would like it.
They've got things here that you've probably not seen in your normal sports stores.
Oh, yeah.
Sunglasses.
Sunglasses.
They got numerous things. They got things for babies. Lots of different things for the young kids, adults. So, yeah, just definitely.
Salt and pepper shakers, toothpick holders, napkin holders, all kinds of good stuff.
Thanks again.
God bless.
Y'all have a great week and enjoy the games this weekend. We'll be back here next Tuesday at 9 p.m. to talk about
Big
all
week.
this. A lot of good games on the schedule, so look forward to it.
Good night, guys.
Take care.
So.